No,
Sorry, Debbie.
she is at a different event this morning.
Maybe, well, I'll wait and I'll give it to her. I had a little thing. It looks just like it. I might keep it
Keep it, she'll
because
love
it
it.
looks just like her leopard. I thought.
Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, open your ears to the song. Open your ears to the song. Open your ears to the song. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in.
Good morning, and welcome to UUCC, the Unitarian Universalist Church of Canandaigua. We are a group of spiritual freethinkers who gather to celebrate life, build community, and better the world. Wherever you are in your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. I'm Karen Alvarez, your worship associate for this morning, and the service today will be led by Abby Heller-Geiger. Thank you to everyone on this morning's worship team, also including music by Bill Mills and religious education for children 3 and over by Pat and Kaya Mills. If this is your first visit, welcome. We invite you to sign the visitor's book in the entryway, and whether it's your first visit or your 1,000th, we are glad that you came. This service is also being live streamed to our YouTube channel. We will plan on continuing with hybrid worship services, so you can join us each week here in person, on Zoom, or later on YouTube. To help us connect better with our friends watching from home, please turn around and give a wave to the camera. At the end of the service, we will invite our friends on Zoom to turn on their cameras and return the wave. I have a few announcements to share with you today. To help make the most of our time together, event details can be found on the printed announcements in the back of the room or on your weekly email. If you have a joy or sorrow to share, please fill out the card on or near your chair. We invite you to bring them forward and place them in this basket after Bill rings the chimes and begins to play. You can also come forward to drop a pebble in the water if you have a joy or sorrow that you prefer not to share. After the service today, the Social and Environmental Justice Committee will have a very brief meeting and then head outside to work on cleaning up our Adopt a Highway portion of 5 and 20. If you'd love to help clean but don't love meetings, you can pick a section and head out as soon as you are ready. We have maps designating 6 different sections for you to choose from: safety vests, hard hats, gloves, bags, and reacher grabbers. Next week, our former ministerial intern, the Reverend Dr. Rita Capizzi, will be visiting as a guest minister. The fundraising committee will also host a regeneration celebration for friends and neighbors at noon. In addition to garden activities using seeds and sprouts from our community partners, we are asking the congregation to bring their best upcycled crafts to sell at this event and invite friends to come and shop. We will be crafting together again after the service today to get ready. General Assembly is the annual meeting of the Unitarian Universalist Association, where participants gather to worship, witness, learn, connect, and make policy decisions for the association through a democratic process. June 14th is quickly approaching, and First Unitarian is an official satellite site. UU congregations from all over New York State are invited to join First Unitarian as a satellite location in their historic building and city. Registration is open now. If you're interested in becoming a delegate for our congregation, see how that got twisted? You can let me know and I will hook you up with where you need to go to set up. The New York State Convention of Universalists, NYSCU, will be holding its annual convention this year in conjunction with the UU weekend at Silver Bay on October 9th through 11th. In addition to the annual business meeting, the weekend features workshops, music, activities, and meals with lots of time for fellowship and relaxation. Volunteer to be a delegate for our church and register before June 7th to be eligible for a registration subsidiary of $300. UUCC is eligible to send up to 4 delegates. If you are interested in being a delegate, please contact Reverend Cindy. Anyone who is interested in serving on the church board of directors for the 2026 to 27 program years, starting in July, please let Laura Wink or Nancy Reed, who are the nominating committee, know by May, looks like it says 10th. We are also looking for people who might be interested in serving on the nominating committee itself. That's a whole lot less labor intensive if you just want to do a little something. Are there any other announcements for the good of the community? Okay. As we prepare to be fully together, I remind you to silence your phones and devices. We now enter a space of worship, and please bring forward any joys or sorrows or come to drop a pebble. I invite you to join with me in our chalice lighting words. We gather this hour as people of faith with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. We light this beacon of hope, sign of our quest for truth and meaning in celebration of the life we share together.
I'm sorry to start here, but go with me. During the pandemic, we were served lots of messages of persistence. Keep going. It will be better, we told each other and ourselves. 6 years later, we kept going, but the times continue to be unprecedented over and over. And most days, I'm tired. Not just because I'm a full-time working mom with various community obligations. I'm tired because we've been living through a series of historical, catastrophic events. And it feels like an endless cycle. Most days when someone asks me, "How are you doing?" I say, "Not well, and I don't know anyone having a good time." But that's not really true. I know children. I mother one and care for many, and they continue to play and learn and delight every day. And I might not be able to stop despair or war or class strife or whatever the hell happened in DC last night, but I can at least try to keep mothering my kid and my community with tenderness. So we're going to talk today about making something from nothing, reducing our waste, and finding something to believe in. I don't know what hymn it is, so please rise in body and spirit and join in.
Join us in hymn number 338, I Seek the Spirit of a Child. I seek the spirit of a child who meets life naturally, a child who sings the world alive, praised in morning sun with glee. Children are real beyond all art. May I see joy's a gift to our hearts.
If anyone wants to come closer for this book, there's pretty cool stuff on the page. But our story time is Beautiful Oops by Barney Salzberg. Oops, a torn piece of paper, is just the beginning. Every spill has lots and lots of possibilities. Bent paper is something to celebrate. A little drip of paint lets your imagination run wild. A scrap of paper can be fun to play with. A smudge and a smear can make magic appear. We argue in my family about if this is a pig or a bunny. We're still not really sure. A stain over here, there was something that Poppy ripped out, so imagine a thing showing, revealing that there was now a frog. Holes in your paper are worth exploring. When you think you have made a mistake, oops, think of it as an opportunity to make something beautiful. The end.
Now is the time in our service to join together in the spiritual practice of generosity. Our gifts of both time and money support our church in its work. Each week, we would like to spotlight a group or committee and thank them for their gift of time. This week, the group is the Social Environmental Justice Committee. This is going to be a hazard to me today. People interested in finding out more can stay after the service and come to the meeting or just go clean up the highway and do some crafts, whatever it is that you're feeling this morning. 1/4 of our plate collection for the muddy season will go to our service partner, Friends of Ganondagan. They work to honor and promote Haudenosaunee history and culture and to strengthen traditions through inspirational and transformational programming and other activities at Ganondagan, an internationally recognized resource for the Iroquois history, culture, and living tradition that expresses universal ideas of peace, cooperation, and respect for one another and the natural world. You can give to this morning's offering by placing cash or a check into the basket or by one of the options on the screen. Please make a note that your gift is intended for today's offering. We now gratefully accept the offering.
Everyone neath the vine and fig tree shall live in peace and unafraid. Everyone neath the vine and fig tree shall live in peace and unafraid. And into plowshares turn their souls, nations shall learn war no more. And into plowshares turn their souls, nations shall learn war no more.
We have one expressed joy this morning for being a part of a community where so many people work together to get things done. So I'll drop a stone now for that and all the other joys and sorrows that are left in the silence of our heart. Whatever is in your heart today, let's all say it together. We are with you. And at this time, if there are any children who would like to attend religious education, please go downstairs with Kaya and Pat.
Go now in peace, go now in peace. The walls surround you everywhere, everywhere
Before we are quiet together, I want to read Instructions on Not Giving Up by Ada Limon. More than the fuchsia funnels breaking out of the crabapple tree, more than the neighbor's almost obscene display of cherry limbs shoving their cotton candy-colored blossoms to the slate sky of spring rains, it's the greening of trees that really gets to me. When all the shock of white and taffy, the world's baubles and trinkets leave, the pavement strewn with the confetti of aftermath, the leaves come, patient, plodding, a green skin growing over whatever winter did to us, a return to the strange idea of continuous living despite the mess of us, the hurt, the empty. Fine then, I'll take it, the tree seems to say. A new slick leaf unfurling like a fist to an open palm. I'll take it all. You may have heard me talk about closed loop systems in passing during our shared meals before, and either you knew what I meant or you just nodded along to placate me, and that's fine. I appreciate you either way. For good measure, I'll share my own pretty clunky definition. In engineering terms, this is what Jeff gave me as a definition, actually. I'll give him credit. A closed loop is a control system that uses feedback to automatically adjust its operation based on the difference between the desired output and the actual output. I don't really know what that means because I care about non-engineering closed loop systems, which is really what I'm interested in. These minimize waste by continuously reusing, recycling, or regenerating materials or energy within the system, mimicking the natural ecosystems where nothing is wasted. If you think about rainwater harvesting or aquaponics or even Eileen Fisher's clothing buyback program, those are some closed loop systems that might be familiar to you. In the world we live in, renewal is disruptive. Traditional business is based on a linear take, make, use, waste model, and it also goes on the assumption that there's an ongoing availability of unlimited cheap resources. We know this is not realistic, and if we look to the before times, before someone told us we need to toil endlessly and turn over whatever coins we get to someone else, we shared. Neighbors shared lands and fires to feed their families together. Communities shared the responsibility of tending to waters, gardens, and children. There was little waste and much reciprocity. I've thought about this every day since becoming a mother. My village isn't down the street, and the kin with whom I would share the good and bad duties of parenting are far-flung. The prosperity of community grows from the flow of relationships, so I've been asking myself, how do I teach that without the closeness of family nearby? How do I show her that the world will reach for her and keep her held safe when the messages that the algorithm and all the things around us will serve her is that you are alone and small, and you must work and buy every day until you die? First thing I did was starting coming here. And the second thing I did was to think about places and activities that made me believe in a better world, that made me believe that someone would tell my child, we are with you in all of the ways, and we see your value just as you came. 2 winters ago, I packed nearly new but very loved toys into a storage box for a maybe baby and looked at the ones ready to pass on. I considered my options as the donation pile grew and the storage shelf was full, and I considered the librarian who created Sensory Story Hour with kids like mine in mind and wondered if she could take some toys off my hands. But then wouldn't it be even better to make these toys available to kids who needed them in their homes? I don't have that kinship where I would just give it to the next kid in my family, but I wanted to take the tool that I had helped my kid learn and play with, that helped me understand her imagination, and put them directly in the hands of another family who needed that inside their house. I wanted the toy to stay in joyful use in another home. So from that, the Geneva Toy Library was born. I found 2 like-minded parents who wanted the same thing, a place to gather and share and give kids in our community. And we wrote a mission statement and started hosting toy swaps all over town. Really, I don't know how we did this, but over 200 people attended our events last summer, with 43 people donating bags and bins of toys. Families came with both hands full to give and hands ready to receive, and we all always left with our hearts bursting from abundance and generosity. We don't have a brick and mortar storefront. We don't have a fiscal sponsor. We have not raised enough money to start a 501c3, but we somehow made a home for hundreds of toys. Our storage unit is kind of gross. It's in the back of an old printing building, but whatever, it's fine. We closed some tiny loops in the system. We hosted families and gave them a space to be playful and messy, made it safe to share, safe to say, I need more, and safe to give and receive without expectation. You can find other circular economies like this all over our region. Finger Lakes Reuse in Ithaca operates a community-oriented warehouse shopping and educational center. It's gigantic if you've never been there. The maximum reuse of materials there is a priority. Safety, cleanliness, and customer service, creativity are stressed, and living wage jobs are created and supported. With over 5 million items saved from the landfill, it's like a mecca of used goods. They also operate a fixers collective to mend and repair all different types of appliances and electronics and anything you can think of in between. And they send folks home with new useful skills to keep their own things working when they leave. In Ontario County, Reuse Systems is creating a similar model inspired by Ithaca's success. They're still looking for a home, but their approach will focus on high-volume waste streams, including salvaged construction materials, furniture, and repairable electronics. By establishing repair and skill-building workshops, workforce development programs, Reuse creates multiple pathways to sustainability. So if you have skills to share on keeping things in good use, or you know how to deconstruct things, you might have a good way to get involved really close to home. Some months after we got started with the toy library, I listened to the Service Berry by Robin Wall Kimmerer, another thing that you've probably heard me mention. You've been like, okay, Abby, sure. But this passage stuck with me and lit the fire to keep resisting these capitalist change and instead knit closures into the loops of our systems that are left wide open. Gift giving is among the most primal of human relationships. Each of us begins our life as the recipient in the maternal gift economy, the flow of goods and services from mother to newborn. When the mother nurses her child, the boundary of the individual self becomes permeable, and the common good is the only one that matters. There is no meritocracy or earning of sustenance. Mothers do not sell their milk to their babies. It is pure gift so that life can continue. The currency of this economy is the flow of gratitude, the flow of love, literally in support of life. Creating regenerative and closed-loop systems and supporting that common good are environmental necessities to ensure that our consumption today doesn't steal from the abundance for children tomorrow. The spiritual calling to build beloved community must consider our impact on the earth. Through this closed-loop thinking, we can create systems that nurture both human flourishing and planetary healing. I saw that happen in real time here last week at Justice Table. To an untrained eye, it might have looked like we were gluing pieces of garbage together, but swapping fabric scraps and old beads led to beautiful things being created for people to use and love and keep treasures in the system and out of the landfill. Friends watched kids and cleaned the kitchen. Experts shared skills with novices over the potluck. And we too made something from nothing with little waste and much reciprocity. And that's what I want to believe in. This is a slightly shorter service today, so the Social and Environmental Justice Committee can lead us through the highway cleanup and upcycle crafting. So my call to action is not only to stay for those activities, please, but to bring that energy to your daily life through the spring and the summer and hopefully beyond. Where can you close a loop? Where can you make sharing and giving safer for those around you? Maybe it's learning to mend clothes and teaching a friend. Maybe it's bringing the first harvest from your backyard garden to the little free farm stand in your neighborhood. Maybe it's giving a toy to the kid down the street. Whatever it is, trust that you are enough, and knowing that you are enough is a radical act in this economy. You are enough. Please rise in body and spirit.
Rise in body and spirit as you feel so moved. And join us in the closing hymn, number 344 in the big hymnal, A Promise to the Ages Rings.
if you're with us today on Zoom and would like to wave goodbye at the end of the service, now is the time to turn your camera on. Please join me in our words for extinguishing the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
That was wonderful. Thank you. Thanks so much.
We got it. I haven't heard. Is the recording still on?